Hello, Wake Up New Zealand, Karasaki speaking. Well, I've been doing a lot of research on the global health governance of the world's populations, and I'm really taken back by the apathy as to how people are not reacting to this. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is really happening, and our government is promoting it. Nani Mahuta has actually sent $2 million of taxpayers' money as this new seed fund at the World Bank for this. So I was just trying to marry out, well, how is the RSE education curriculum for children associated with global health governance? The International Pandemic Treaty, WHO, which is legally binding, that will be introduced into the World Health Assembly in May 2024, the 77th World Assembly. And I'm sure there is a connection. So here's what I found out. The grooming of the entire population into sexualization, the exclusion of parental rights, the obsessive destruction, the force that destroys the nuclear family, the traditional family, mom, dad, children, home, biological children, male, female, adopted children, all living in the same house that is called home. The home that's supposed to be the safe place. So the postmodernist way of leftist wokeism, created and promoted by the worldwide UNESCO, UN, WHO, World Health Authority organization, and other UN agencies, including government leaders and non-government groups and organizations and certain individuals now promote this RSE education, this relationship sexualization of children throughout the school curriculum. So what they are actually promoting is that children are depressed rather than advantaged by adults, their parents and their grandparents. Therefore, children need to enter the adult world realm to be more efficient and less deficient. So this distortion is being used on children to act out as adults because they are seen to be adult deficient. The lack of adulthood is a disadvantage for children and young people. This is what's being put out there. It's an oppression where children, through the relationship sexualization education curriculum, are immersed into adulthood. So they talk about adult sexual desires at a young age, who they would like to have sex with, in what way, anal, etc., etc. So the view of childhood oppression is encountered in the UN Convention of the Rights of the Child, 1989. So Article 3, the best interests of the child must be primary consideration in all actions concerning children, hence avoid privileged adults. Instead, interact with children directly. So, and they say, think carefully about suitable ways data is gathered, collected, reported, recorded. When it relates to children, make children more visible through their stats that they collect to reward the political narrative, the global narrative. And teach children that they are stigmatized, labeled. They take social norms for granted. There's a new set of norms for them that empowers them to be more advantaged than adults. Knock down the adult boundaries, knock down parental rights, knock down the boundaries that keep them safe. So these to prevent children, young people from harm, they say. So this was first introduced under an anti-bullying study survey by the UN and now has become part of the UNWEF initiative of multi-stakeholder corporations. So the programming preventing children from being oppressed by dominant adults, parents. The whole school approach embedded in every class that your child attends, maths, English, science, social sciences, all of them. All classes within the school curriculum, thus promoting that children, young people are incomplete adults rather than full members of society. So trying to make them feel incomplete, to make them feel complete, they give them all this information to say, hey, look, you choose whether what your sex is, whether or who you want to have sex with. And this is young children about oral sex, pornography, etc. And this pornography has actually, I have seen this on the Beehive website where they have said that they are doing this in the education system, in the school's curriculum. So under the mask of UNESCO anti-bullying programs for schools worldwide, this was pushed. It's relationship and sexuality education curriculum, children being used as guinea pigs of sexualized political inclusion. Beware of that word, inclusion. So I've been researching UNESCO, RSE, education, curriculum, and how this may fit like hand in glove with the World Health Organization, UN Global Health Governance, through the introduction of the binding CA+ World Health Organization Pandemic Treaty. So UNESCO and global governance, global health governance, and global health and education, that's how they fit together, the collaboration of the two, the intersectional working in schools between education and primary healthcare, which also includes climate change. So we're looking at global crisis events for the indoctrination of children, climate gloom and doom taught in school curriculum, and the fear around the next variant that's just about to happen. Crisis, 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 and compliancy. And no one is safe till everyone is safe, pushing the jabs and arms, restrictions, lockdowns, mandates, surveillance, and the demand for compliance, non-compliance, and punishments. All bigger restrictions under an international pandemic treaty, which is also the framework of the One Health approach, and that includes humans, animals, wild, domestic, and all ecosystems, including climate change. So the collaboration of health and education, the state of health, nutrition, worldwide decolonization of knowledge approaches in health and education. The IUHPE 2022 World Conference refers to the journal Global Health Promotion, Catalyzing Policies for Health and Wellbeing and Equity, the decolonizing of knowledge approaches and methodologies in health promotion, the critical reflection of sharing experiences, children sharing experiences in school, and the children that feel shamed, uncomfortable around this will sink into their own shells. You could have acting out, all sorts of emotional and mental health issues from this. So this is the theatrical evaluations include certain ideologies authored by UNESCO, UN, that they established the relationship and sexuality education in school curriculums worldwide. So connecting health with education to unleash learners' potential in 2023. This is UNESCO's Health and Wellbeing and RSE Gender Transformation, connecting this to the World Health Organization, CA Plus International Pandemic, that is co-chaired by Helen Clark. The lifelong education in the RSE school curriculum worldwide. The global connectiveness, UNICEF, UNFA, WHO, and UNESCO, and of course, Bill Gates, the Gates Foundation are always there, aren't they? So we're talking about UN Agenda 2030, 17 global goals. This is goal number 4, global connectiveness, the Great Reset, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and Klaus Schwab's summit, where he brought together global leaders, CEOs from large corporations in 2019 at a summit, where he asked them all, what would you like the future to look like? And the following year, 2010, he produced the 2010 604-page Global Redesign Initiative. And this is what all this is. Your Great Reset, your Fourth Industrial Revolution, your Agenda 2030, you name it, it's all this. The One Health approach of the WHO Pandemic Treaty, humans, animals, wild, domestic, all ecosystems, means affects all aspects of your life, complete control. So that's global health governance over 196 countries. So the 2010 paper is really hard to read, but once you start reading it, you'll see how it all fits in, and I've started doing that. So this is where no one is left behind, everyone, everywhere, every age. Catch the children while they're young and vulnerable. UN Agenda 2030, goal number 4, informing policy making practice in schools, the socialization of children, incorporate them as adult members of society that are oppressed by adults. So using children as recipients, active agents of the global re-engineering of societal behavior, social interactions, practices, cultural reproduction, destroy the nuclear family traditions. The children belong to the global village. Parents don't have rights. So as I said before, the World Bank has already been given $2 million of taxpayer money, New Zealanders' taxpayer money, to seed a new program that will go towards future pandemics. And this includes Helen Clark's pandemic treaty, by the way. So in a nutshell, this is indoctrinating children or young to believe they're being oppressed by adults, parents. Therefore, their boundaries must be destroyed. They must think and become adults in children's bodies, with sexual desires and behaviours, robbing children of their innocent childhood years, of natural development stages, and fragmenting families. The relationship and sexualization of children felt fit like hand-in-glove people. UN, World Health Organization, Global Health Governance, the CA, WHO International Pandemic Treaty to be introduced in May 2024. What a bunch of cowards. So many people are in New Zealand, so apathetic. Are you going to leave these children to fight this out at a later time on their own? And what are you going to say when you're asked, what did you do about it? Is that it? Are the children going to have to manage this battleground? We're talking about children have to sort this out. This is the destruction of Christian values and beliefs, the destruction of the truth. This is the Führer, the Aryan children of Nazi Germany. This is just the same. This is what's happening. This is the corporations that appear to know best. This is Hillary Clinton's "Your children belong to the village," the global village. You got people at the moment in Britain grieving. They can't afford to live, their basic cost of living. And corporations know best? You think it's not going to come here? You think you're not going to have to deal with it? Your children's not going to have to deal with what's happening, the plundering of New Zealand? Neo-feudal Marxism with a sprinkling of fascism. That's just for good order. So we're talking global co-governance of UN and WEF that represent multi-stakeholder corporations, philanthropists, royalty, left wokeism. This is genocide. This is causing serious harm. So, yeah, the degree of apathy really floors me. You know, we need to grow some moral courage, people. This is just ludicrous. It's insane. When I talk to people about this, it's like they just roll over and play dead like it's not happening. Forget all the other shit, because while you're watching one hand, the other hand is doing this. It's called sleight of hand. While you're watching all the crisis events, this is what's happening. You only have to look at this. And when are the millions going to march? Are they going to march? Are you going to march for your children? Are you going to speak out publicly? Well, I challenge you. I challenge you. Wake up, New Zealand.